When all the lights are turned off, do you think you see in black and white or do you see in color? Well, in today's video, we're going to check out a product that can see in pitch darkness in color. This is the Tapo Outdoor Security Wi-Fi camera, also known as the Tapo ColorPro. But it has a feature called ColorPro Night Vision that allows you to see in color when it's pretty much pitch black. You may just need to have a little light turned on. Now, one cool thing is this is 2K, so that's quad HD. It's going to provide 4 times a 720p resolution camera. Here it has vivid colors under ultra low light, personal animal vehicle detection, and IP66 weatherproof. Now, Tapo is actually a brand of TP-Link. So you've heard of Casa before. Well, Tapo is a different brand that they have. So we've been seeing a lot more of those products pop up. Here you can see more of the specifications on the camera. I love that high resolution. And then here it has an aperture of f1.0. So the smaller the aperture number, the bigger the lens is to allow more light to come in. Really cool. I don't think I've ever used a camera with a 1 aperture, and it has that 127 degree field of view. So it's going to see a big range of your yard. And then here you do have the 2-way audio. So it has a built-in microphone and speaker. Here it connects over wireless. And then it also has an RJ45 port on this. And then here we have the different output. So it does have DC power. So I'm going to try and see if I can get this working on power over Ethernet. And then here that IP66 weather resistance. So over on the other side here, it talks about some more of those features that I've mentioned. Here it shows what's in the box. But right here it says it has local storage. You can pay for cloud storage where it then has that all stored in the cloud. Or you can actually add a micro SD card up to 512 gigabytes. So plenty of options there. Here it does work with Google as well as works with Amazon Alexa, and the Tapo app is available in the App Store or the Google Play Store. And so here are more of the features. You have the 2K Quad HD live view, customizable motion detection, wide field of view, personal animal vehicle detection, flexible storage options, wired or wireless networking, connect the camera of your network through Ethernet or Wi-Fi for more flexible installation, IP66 waterproof, HDR technology, so that's going to help make things not too bright or too dark. It's going to even out the light there. And then you have the 2-way audio. So let's get this unboxed. So here we have a quick start guide and a sticker to help you get it mounted. Here is the 9-volt power cable. Here it comes with some screws as well as some anchors to get it mounted. And here is a weatherproof housing for the RJ45 cable with a tiny little washer there. And here is the Tapo ColorPro. Now it has these really cool antennas, so you know it's going to be working wherever you place this. And then here you can see it has that power as well as the Ethernet port right there. So you can have really good quality connection wherever you place this outside. And there it has just like a 1-foot cable that you can route this from wherever it's mounted to the power source. So the camera itself, there you can see it does have a little bit of light. Now I wouldn't call it a floodlight, but it is a little bit of light that's able to help that ColorPro night vision so that it can illuminate enough so that you have that color night vision, which is going to be really cool. And there is the lens. Now down here on the bottom, you have some screws that you need to use to get in to add a SD card. And then here you have the speaker, and the microphone is somewhere on here, probably right there up at the top. And then with this mount, you'll just place it where you want, and then you can tighten it by tightening that, and it locks firmly into place. So let's go ahead, plug it in here, and get it set up. Next, we're going to download the Tapo app. I've already gone in and created my account. And then here we're going to add a new device. So we're going to go under cameras, and we are going to look for the new device. And here it is, Tapo C325WB. So we're going to tap on that. Here we're going to use it wirelessly. Now it says check that the LED is on. So there it's on. It is now green. And here we're going to connect to the device. And we're going to choose the Wi-Fi network we want it to attach to. And then we're going to add in our password, and it's going to connect our camera directly to our Wi-Fi.
Wi-Fi connected.
It's a really loud and clear speaker. Now we're going to give it a name. We'll just call it Tapo Camera. And we're going to choose, this is going to be in the backyard. And here we can choose an icon for the camera. Down here we can choose one that looks pretty similar, or we could just choose the trees or whatever it might be. We'll just stick with the camera logo. And now we are done. Now it is talking about how we can get it mounted, but I'm gonna go ahead and do that later. Next, it talks about the Tapo Care cloud services. So you can have unlimited cloud storage, you can have exclusive AI detection, rich notifications with snapshots, and smart sort. So you can try it for 30 days, or you can just sign straight up. And here's some more details about that. So we're gonna skip that for now so you can see what it's like without the subscription. Okay, now we're going to set up local storage. So insert a micro SD card. It's recommended to use a class 10 micro SD card with a storage from 8 gig to 128 gig. After installing a micro SD card, confirm the camera view and related features like activity zones. Initialize the micro SD card in the Tapo app. Do not format it on your computer or using third-party services. Okay, let me find a screwdriver. All right, now we're going to find our micro SD card. Here it is, and it's showing that we need to place it in like so. Click it into place.
The SD card is not formatted. Please format it according to the app guidelines.
And there is also a reset button here, so if you hold that down for 5 seconds, it will just restart the camera, or if you hold for 10 seconds, that will factory reset the camera. So now we're gonna place this back on, and it says we need to go into the app and format the SD card. And here it says, when do you want the firmware to update? Sure, middle of the night sounds good. All right, and here it is showing the Tapo camera in the backyard. And there you can hear me talking through it. So here it picked up that a new micro SD card has been placed in, so it wants to initialize it. So we're gonna go ahead and do that now. There you can see it's doing that at the top. All right, and while that is initializing, here we can see the camera view. So as I move it around, you can see the length there and the color. I got bright lights in here, so a little too high there. It has now formatted the SD card and it is ready to go. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this mounted outside, play with it for a little bit, come back and show you all it can do. So to mount this, I'm going to actually mount it on this plate that is on my Ethernet port. So this is a metal plate. I just marked my holes using that, forgot the template inside, and then I used a drill bit to drill through. Took a little bit of work. Now let's mount that onto here. And after finding a more firm surface, I was able to get those screwed in. So now I can just mount this and position the camera however I'd like. Once it is mounted, I'm then going to pull up the app and check out the camera view and position it correctly, and then tighten down the mount. That looks good right there. Now that we have the camera installed, let's head into the Tapo app to check out how it looks. So we're going to tap on the Tapo camera in the backyard, and right now it is pitch black outside, and this is what it sees. So that is a very impressive image. That ColorPro night vision really shines right here. And the little spotlight light isn't on. Over here you do see I have a little light pulsing from this robot, but everything else is just picking up light from what is happening out there. Let's show you another camera I have outside to compare. So I popped up my other backyard camera up here that can see the trampoline over on this side and the rest of the yard. There's the trampoline, the rest of my yard, and incredibly impressive. Look at that, how much light that has. Now, one thing we can do here with the Tapo camera is turn on the spotlight. So let's go ahead, turn on the spotlight. So there you can see it looks even better now. And over here, not able to pick up much of that. So just incredibly impressed with this night vision option. Now, if I turn on my night vision up here, there you can see with night vision on, it is able to see a little bit more, but it is not anywhere near having that ColorPro night vision. Now, one thing that really helps the Tapo outdoor security Wi-Fi camera is the f1.0 super aperture lens, 1/1.79 inch large lens. So that aperture really allows for light to be captured, which is 4 times more than the amount of light on an f2, which is really great. So there you go. Now let's head back to the camera here. Now with that night vision, you do have a little bit of graininess, but that's totally okay as long as I can actually see what is happening here. And here we can see the camera during the day. You can just see how crisp and clear this image is. I love how bright and vibrant it is, as well as how well the colors are from all sides of the screen. You can just see how clear that image really is, and being able to scroll through the screen here and see different motion alerts and other things is really great as well. And so here I can zoom in and make out who is there, and it all looks great. So let's check out some of the features we have here on the camera. So right here at the bottom of the camera, we have some different view options. So here, if you have multiple cameras, you can tap that to view the different cameras. Right now, we only have the one. Here it's showing you have 8 pages of 4 cameras. So you can have a ton of cameras in there. Next, you have the capture. So let's tap that again. And we're going to do the capture. So if we tap there, it's then going to take a photo of that. Here, if we find playback, or maybe we're watching it live and we want to record what is happening, we have the option to tap there, and then it's going to record and save what is happening in the view. So next we have the speaker button, which actually adjusts the microphone, so how much it is able to pick up. So if it's a little too loud, you can turn it down, so it's recommended to be up here, but then you could also turn it way down if you don't want to hear too much. But we'll just keep it in the top here like it was. And you can hear a little vacuum inside the house making some noise. Then here we can do full screen. So we tap there and I get the full screen view. So here in this view, I have my time up there. I can see the full view. Here I can take a photo. I can do the video recording, or I can talk through to the camera. Or here I can start a call where I can talk and listen to them at the same time. You can easily hide that. If I tap the screen, down here I get the camera view, I see the resolution, and here I can turn on the spotlight. So when I tap there, then it turns on that spotlight so you can see. And here is what it looks like without the spotlight outside. And then this is what happens when I turn on that spotlight. So you can see that it does a good job brightening up the area, but it's not too much. And you have other settings for that as well. And so I can turn off the spotlight, and here you can see it automatically is brightening up the image and correcting that. Here I can turn down the sensitivity of the microphone, and I have the full view. So that is the full view of the camera. So here we have the talk option where I press that and I can simply talk through. So first, all I need to do is tap on talk. And then when I want to talk through, I can just tap and hold. Hey, what are you doing out there? And then I can keep talking and they will hear me on the other end. And then I'll be able to hear them when they talk through as well. Just make sure your volume is up. So there I can hear the birds outside. So then if I go back, I also have the option for a voice call. So right now I am talking through and they are hearing me at the same time. I am hearing a little bit of feedback, but I can turn off my mic right now so it can't hear me. And then if I don't want to hear them, I can turn off the speaker just like that. So let me head out there and so you can hear what it sounds like from the other end.
And so here it sounds from the patio going through the microphone on the camera. Hopefully I'm pretty crisp and clear. If I turn around, see if you can hear me. And then let's head to the back. Over here, a little further away, see if you can still hear me. All right, so now I'm going to go inside and talk through with the camera to see how it sounds out here on.
So here the volume is about 70%. All right, now let's go ahead and talk through. So I'm going to tap talk. Hey, how's it going out there? I hope you can hear me pretty crisp and clear.
Hey, how's it going out there? I hope you can hear me pretty crisp and clear. Now the camera, I'd say, is about 15 feet away from the actual camera and the speaker that is underneath the camera. So depending on where you stand, you might be able to hear this. Let's see if it's more clear if I talk slower, or let's see if it still picks me up if I talk pretty fast. And that is how the speaker sounds.
Then here we have privacy mode. So if we're out there and I don't want anything recorded, I can turn on privacy mode, which the privacy mode is active. Streaming and recording functions are disabled to protect your privacy. So that means if I've shared this with somebody else, they're not able to view the camera while I am out there, and then I can turn off the privacy mode, and then I would be able to have it recorded and everything like that. Next, we have the alarms. Now, once you have your alarm settings, calm down, birds. Once you have your alarm settings set, then once there is motion detected, the alarm will go off. Now, at any time on the main page, you can turn that setting on or off. So right now, the alarm is off, meaning there's going to be no alarm when motion is detected. If I want to turn that on, I just simply tap there, and now whenever motion is detected, it will sound that alarm. And to make the alarm sound when it has detected motion, we're going to head into the settings. We're going to go to detection and alerts. And here we have the camera alarm, where we can come in here and turn that on. And then here we have all the settings we can use with the alarm. So here we can have alarm type. We have sound and light. So we could do just the light, we could do sound, or we can do the sound and the light. And then here we have sound type. So we can do default, custom. The custom allows you to record your own audio that would play as the siren. Or we have siren, emergency, or red alert. And then here we have alarm duration. So we can set default, or we can do custom 5 seconds, 10 seconds, 30 seconds, and then up to 30 seconds is the total. And then here we have alarm event type. So you can say, all right, if it detects a dog, sound an alarm. But we don't want that. We just want to have a motion person detected. So camera tempering, we could turn off. Line cross detection, turn that off. Vehicle detection, turn that off. So now we have those. Then we can choose when it is going to alert us for these. So is it going to be all day? Is it going to be during the day? Is it going to be during the night? Or you can create a custom schedule where down here you choose the exact time. So let's go ahead and choose during the day, and then that is saved. Now let's go out and test it out with creating some motion. And it caught me. So not too loud, but good enough to warn an intruder. And there the spotlights are coming on as well. So here's low volume. Here's normal. And here is high. So right now, my alarm will not go off because that setting is turned off. If I tap on, then those settings are going to trigger. So if I have it set for during the day, it's going to sound the alarm when it detects motion. That's going to happen right now, but there may be times where you don't want that, so you can quickly turn that off right there, which is really great. Next here we have tagging. So you may have seen that it's tagging over here that there was motion. You can turn that tagging off so you don't see that pop up on the screen. It's kind of helpful so that you can see exactly what it is detecting. Here we have the option to sign up for Tapo Care, and then here we can go to playback and memory. So here you have a timeline. It's showing today. I can scroll through and see that there is motion detected here, and here it's saying there was a person detected, so I can tap on that, and it will take me right to that event where it detected a person. If I want to go to yesterday, I can tap here and it will go to the previous day. You can see we started out not installed, and then throughout the day I was able to get it up and running. Now with these events, there is not a way to save that event. You would need to go to the event you want to record, tap on the video, and then it is going to specifically save that memory so that you have that available to view later. And then you can tap stop to save that. There you can see it's saving it out. You can jump to today, and you can go to any day on the calendar where something might be recorded. And up here at the top, you do have a speed. So if you're watching something and you want to scroll through, let's go back a little ways. So here we have what was happening earlier today. If I want to speed this up, I can go to 8x and that will then speed through the playback. If I want to slow it down, I can do half speed, a 4 speed, and 8 speed. So let's try a half speed. So then if I want to see any of my saved pictures or videos, I can tap memory here at the top. If we then tap on an event, down here at the bottom, I have the option to share. I can favorite, I can download that or delete it. So let's go ahead and download that. You'll need to allow for your camera to be able to download that, and then I will have that saved forever. So there is all your memories. So now that we've talked about all the different features, let's go into the settings here. So here, first we have the location. We have the time zone. We can sign up for that Tapo Care. Here we have invert image. So if you wanted to flip the image around, you can do that if you have the camera mounted in an interesting way. Let me show you what that did. So there, it put it upside down. So if that's the other way you can mount it, you might want to do that. Here we have status LED light, so you can turn on that light that is on the camera. Next, we have a privacy zone. So if there are certain areas in which you don't want it to give you notifications in recording, you can set that up. So here we're going to tap on the picture. Here we're going to add a privacy zone. Let's say that we don't want to be notified of what's happening over here. I don't want to get notifications from my robot there. So we can then set that as a zone and check. So then that area has been blacked out where you're not going to receive notifications from that area. And then I don't have to position my camera. So if my neighbor was like, hey, you're recording me, I can come in here, show them this, that I have blocked out their yard. So that's kind of cool. If we want to adjust this further, we can do that. Doesn't look like you can rotate it, but that's pretty good. We can also do it that way as well. And you can add more privacy zones as you need to. Next, here we have turn on spotlight at night. So at nighttime, it can automatically turn on the spotlight camera. So that just helps if you have a really dark area, you want to keep that light on at night, it will automatically turn it on. The camera reveals night piercing color images even under ultra light conditions. And we can see that is very true. Here we have spotlight settings. So we can actually adjust how bright the spotlight is. So right now the spotlight is off. Up here I have the option to turn on the spotlight. So there we can see what 1% brightness looks like. Here let's go to 25%. We got to turn it back on. Looks pretty great. Here let's go to 50%. And then let's jump this up to 100%. You can see it got brighter there. So that looks just like daytime. When you do turn this on, I've noticed it's more bright in the closer area and further away got darker. So if you don't want it to do that, you could have it be a little less bright from the light so that that color night vision can pick up the rest. So let's keep that at a lower level and turn off the light for now. Then here you have on-off duration. So you can have it set from 5 minutes to 10 minutes to 15 minutes or 30 minutes. You can manually turn on and off the spotlight for a temporary period in live view, set time that fits. If you want to keep the spotlight always on, change the night mode settings in the camera settings, which we just saw.
All right, so here is a comparison between the Tapo outdoor camera
and my camera that I'm using here to record this video. So you can see my camera is actually on the brightest settings to brighten up the frame, and you can probably see my face a little bit because of my phone screen here. Let's hide that for a second, and you can see that the Tapo just is able to get so much more brightness without the spotlight on or anything. You only have a tiny green light from the notification light or whatever on there. So just very impressive. Let's go ahead and turn on the spotlight, and there the spotlight is on. Here on my camera, can you even see me at all? I don't know, but on the Tapo, you can see me bright and clear. Let's go ahead and turn up the brightness to 50% brightness. All right, that brightened it up quite a bit, so you might be able to see me now on the camera, but that is very bright and it's able to make it so I can see where I'm going out here, which is great. Let's turn it up to 100%. And there we go. We finally have probably bright enough that the camera can see. And here you can see what it looks like from the Tapo camera.
And you can also hear what it sounds like while I'm using the Tapo camera versus a more professional microphone, of course.
And now let's go ahead and turn off the spotlight so you can see again. I'm probably out of focus because there's not even enough of light here. And there we go. Now, as for using the spotlight as like a regular light when you're outside, it would work. Here you can see it does do a pretty good job when it's at that 100% brightness. But if you need more light, you're of course going to turn on some more lights. But this little light helps so much with that color night vision. Very impressive. And then during the day, the spotlight really doesn't do much. There you can see it did flash, indicating something had happened, but it's not going to improve the quality because it already looks so great. So a lot of options there. Here we have detection and alerts. So we can choose exactly when we're going to be notified. Here, any motion that is detected right now is going to notify me. I can adjust the sensitivity, so it's a little sensitive right now. I can turn that down, and here we could actually create an activity zone. So if I want to be notified of what's happening here, then I can have that notification come through. If I don't, I could then just simply turn off motion detection. So maybe a tree moves, it would let me know. We're going to turn that off. Here we have AI detection on. So the AI is going to detect a person, an animal, or a vehicle. There's going to be no vehicles back there, hopefully. Don't need that on. Here we have animal detection. Sure, I like to know if there is an animal out there. And then here we have person detection. So it will just say, hey, a person has been detected. And I was getting a ton of notifications because I had motion detection on, but this should help. Here we have line crossing detection. So set a boundary and receive a notification anytime a person crosses that line from any direction. That's pretty cool. So I can come in here and I want to know if anyone crosses this. So now if anyone goes up or down the stairs, I would be notified of that. And you can switch directions here. So if they're coming in, I'll be notified. If they're going in or out, So that is really cool. So we're going to keep it like that and do the checking there. Here we could adjust the boundary settings, and here we could also set a schedule. So if we want it at certain times of the day or certain times of the night, we have all of those options. And then here we have camera tampering. So if somebody starts messing with the camera, I would receive a notification if something is placed in front of that camera. Here we have activity notifications. So yes, we want activity notifications on. And then here we have rich notifications. When enabled, the camera will send notifications with snapshots when it sees a person or an object. Instantly review the related video clip so you know exactly what's happening. So there we can turn that on. And you need to have the Pro account to do that. Right now it's just showing a notification that the camera detected something, but if you want to see a picture right then, you would need to subscribe to that. And then here we have when to send me notifications. I can choose just during the day, I can choose just during night, I can set a custom time, or you can choose always. And then here we have camera alarm. So we can come in here and turn the alarm on that way. You can also just do it from the main page of the camera. Here we have recording schedule. So maybe we only want it to record at certain times of the day or don't record at certain times of the day. So here you have continuous recording, detection recording, and don't record. So right now it's all set to detection recording. If we want to change that, we tap edit up here. And then I can change each one. So I tap and it will go from continuous to detection or none. So you can really customize exactly what you want. If you want to clear it, you can clear it or select all, and we can select all to have continuous recording. Awesome. Then down here we have video quality. So we could adjust the quality from 2K to 720, which is going to save some of the data on your SD card, or we can have it automatically detect that. And up here at the top, we do have the option to change the resolution. So if you don't want it 2K, you want to save what is happening in low resolution, you can tap 720p right there. And then if you're watching something and you want it to record higher quality, you do have the option to quickly switch it right there. And then here we have HDR. So high dynamic range helps reveal details in the shadows and the highlights. So there you can see how it brightened up that area. So if you have really bright sun coming in, you may want to turn on the HDR, or if things are just working fine, you might not need that option. Let's turn it on to see how that looks. Now, if you have some really bright light in part of the screen, you may want to have HDR on. Here you can see it really helps out this area, but then this area is a little too bright. So it just depends on where your camera is placed, whether you need to have that HDR setting on or off. Here we have some advanced settings on privacy mode. So we already saw that, you can turn that on. Here we are recording audio. We could change the power line frequency. Here we have device account. So if you want to use the RTSP protocol, you could use this device with your NVR or your NAS. So then it's going to store files onto those locally so you have access to them. But there's a bunch of warnings and there are some risks when doing this. If you don't have a secured network, it could not be as safe. So if you know about this, you may want to sign up. If not, you might not need to worry about it. So there are all the details for that. We have voice call mode. So we have it set to standard mode where it provides better quality, or you could do compatible mode where it ensures stability, especially when the sound is too low or call problems occur. Here we have display settings. So it's using hardware acceleration, or you could choose compatible mode. And then we have on screen display. So if you want to turn off the timestamp, you can do that. You could have it display text. So there we could have it display the name, and we can have it display the logo. So now let's check out what that text did. And there right at the top, that is where it is showing that text. So if I don't want that text, I go into the settings, advanced settings, on-screen display settings, and we're going to turn off display text. And you could turn off the logo there if you want. Next here you have a mounting guide, and then here you can share the device with others if you want them to have access to that camera. And here you have an option to auto reboot. So that's nice to have if you just want to make sure everything is working properly. And then here you can reboot and remove the camera. So a lot of great settings there that you may or may not need. So now let's talk about how this works at night. So here we have the camera with the spotlight off and no other lights other than over here. We have a few lights and some from the neighbors, but very dark all on its own. So the first setting is we're going to go ahead and turn on a light inside and see if that has any effect. Okay, there we turned on a light inside and you can see it definitely brightened up the area. So even just the smallest light really adds a ton more information to this, but without the light, you can see it looks great. Let's go ahead and turn on one more. So again, adding more lights just from inside the house through the shade here makes it look really nice, and you can see still great quality. Now let's go ahead and turn on a light outside. I'm going to turn off these inside lights. All right, first we're just going to do the lights here around the outside. And here you can see just how bright it makes that. So these lights are right next to my door here. I'm turning it off. It goes back to that color night vision. And then these are floodlights that I have throughout the whole backyard. And it looks like it's daytime. Now I'm going to head out there with my camera and see what this looks like in real life. So there I can see the camera with the spotlight on. As I walk around, you can see that there is barely anything visible with my camera. Again, zooming in, it's hard to focus when it's really dark, but there's the spotlight as well as the status light of the camera that is on. All right, so here you can see what it looks like outside. And with that spotlight on, my camera cannot even pick up like anything. There's maxed out. I can see the light there, but I can't pick up anything on this. And this is a 2.8 aperture with the ISO all the way up. And coming inside, that's insane that my camera couldn't pick up anything, and this looks like it's daytime out there. There you go. The spotlight is now off. My camera, of course, can't pick up anything, and this just can pick up so much. So very, very impressed with that ColorPro night vision. Now, one of the things that I would like to see improved on this camera is the playback and memory. When I head into the playback and memory and I go to one of the detected events down here, I tap on the event, it shows it to me, and I have to hit the record button if I want to record it. There's no way where I can then just simply hit save on these detected events. That would be really nice, but now I have to manually push the record button to save that, and I'm not sure if it's then downloading at that super high quality. So that would be nice to see improved. And then one of the things I would like to see on the free part of this is having those more rich notifications. So when you get a notification right now, it's just telling you what that notification is, but you can sign up for the Tapo Care, and then it will give you a more rich notification up here. So it will show you actually what was detected, which would be really cool. Free, but you can subscribe to that. You can also sign up for a 30-day free trial to test that out. So it would be nice if that was added. So now that we have the camera working in the Tapo app, let's go ahead and connect it to the rest of my smart home. So first we're gonna head into the Google Home app. So here in the Google Home app, I'm going to tap on devices, and here I'm gonna tap add. Your devices probably will be at the bottom. I'm gonna tap works with Google, and here I'm gonna search for Tapo. I'm going to agree and link and sign into my account. So you're gonna scroll down, and right there we see Tapo Camera under linked to you. So here we're gonna tap on the camera, and as of right now, this camera is not able to be viewed in the Google Home app. Hopefully we see that integration come soon, but as of now, this cannot be viewed. So I'm going to add it into my home, choose the home I want, and then I'm gonna add it into the backyard. And so here it's saying if I have a smart display or Chromecast, I can view the camera. Let's go ahead and try it out. Hey Google, show me Tapo Camera.
Sure, streaming the Tapo camera on Brett's office display.
All right, and there it tries to play, but currently that is not working. Hopefully they are able to fix that. Let's try it on Alexa. So here we're gonna go to more, then we're gonna tap skills and games, and we're gonna search for Tapo. Then we're going to enable the skill and agree and link. And then it's going to look for that camera. And there it says Alexa automatically connected Tapo Camera. Let's view the device. And here we have Tapo Camera. And here on Alexa, it doesn't give me much details other than being able to turn on person detection notifications and where the camera is coming from. And I can turn that on and off. So let's go ahead and try it on an Echo Show device. Alexa, show Tapo Camera.
Okay.
It's gonna work. All right, and here is waiting for Tapo, and there you can see the camera feed. So you could have this sitting on in the background and then check out the camera. Right now it sounds like I can hear what is going on outside. So there you can hear. You can also go ahead and minimize this here on the Echo Show 10. And let's go ahead and see how long this is able to stay up. And after about 10 minutes, it looks like the feed did stop. So that's about how long you can expect it to stay on there, and then you'll need to ask again for it to turn back on. You could maybe set up a routine where if you really want it to stay up, every 10 minutes, it re-asks to show the camera. So that's one option around it, and that's how you use the Tapo Camera with Alexa. So overall, I'm extremely impressed with the Tapo Outdoor Security Wi-Fi camera. It is really great to see how good this works in low light. I love that you do have that little spotlight to add in some light if you want, or to just see where I'm going when I go outside. I can have that automatically turn on through those alarm settings. or I can have the alarms go off, and this works great with my current setup. I am using a PoE adapter, and then I also have that option to plug in a RJ45 cable for a direct internet connection, which is just really great to see. You may not have great Wi-Fi all around your house, so it's great that that's an option as well. Or you can just use it wirelessly if you don't have any of those, as long as you have a plug nearby. So I love how versatile this camera has been, and overall the quality, the picture quality, the color, night vision, all that is just very, very impressive. So if you have any further questions about this security camera, please let me know in the comments below. And if you'd like to pick one up, I'll leave a link to it in the description below. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you on the next one.